What is up, friends? We are here, the season finale, season 2 of Breaking Bad. I am so excited for this episode. I cannot wait to see what happens. Last episode and this whole season, frankly, has been phenomenal. Couple crazy moments. It's a lot of my favorite moments of the show so far, obviously. I don't know how y'all did it who watched this when it was first airing and having to wait weeks and even months between seasons, because I certainly wouldn't have been able to last that long. I'm barely lasting days in between my viewings. But this season's been a ride. It's been almost twice the length of the first season. Obviously, first season, 7 episodes. This one, 13, which I love. The more the merrier. I'm assuming that's going to be the consistent number for the future seasons is 13. But it's amazing to look back and see where we've come from in just 12 episodes up to this point in the season, because we started out with doing business with Tuco, and now Tuco's out of the picture. We got another potential deal going on with Gus. We'll see what happens with that. Obviously, in the last episode, Walter successfully delivered that batch to him, so maybe they'll start working with him again. I don't know if Walter and Jesse will even start cooking again together, because obviously the biggest moment of the episode was Walter allowing Jane to die in that scenario. He wasn't directly responsible for her dying. Obviously, that was the condition that the heroine put her in, but Walter could have saved her and he elected not to. Obviously, I discussed that moment in length in my post-analysis of the last episode, so if you haven't watched that and you wanted to know my deeper thoughts on that moment, definitely check it out there. I'm not going to repeat myself too much here, but it was a fantastic moment. Loved Bryan Cranston's acting, and so I cannot wait to see the ripple effects of that action in this episode. But I'm nervous going in. Obviously, this is a season finale, and so I'm sure there's going to be some big things. Maybe it'll leave us on a cliffhanger, which would be brutal, because I'll have to wait until I see season 3. I know a few days isn't a big deal, but it's tough, man. I don't think there's too much point talking and guessing at this point, and so I just want to get into it. But if by the end of the video you enjoyed it, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. Helps the channel out, helps the video reach a lot more people. I appreciate you guys who do that. If you'd like to watch full-length reactions to the episodes that I watch for the show, definitely check out my Patreon link in the description. That's where you can find those. This episode is going up on Patreon almost 2 weeks early, and so you can expect getting these a lot earlier than the YouTube edits. Obviously, you'll need your own copy of the show to watch along with me there, though, but I look forward to getting into this episode with you all, and so without further ado, let's hop into the season finale. Oh man, y'all better show me what this is if they get through this whole episode and I don't find out what all these teases have been for. I'm gonna be so freaking stressed out. It's interesting that the bear is the only thing that's in color during these sequences, because I don't think I've seen that bear anywhere else, right? So there must be a significance to it. Man, I am so freaking worried about who these two bodies are gonna be. And knowing this show, it may not even be bodies. It might just be to throw me off. Oh, we're in color now, dude. Oh my gosh, I'm so worried about what this is gonna be. It's genius filmmaking, though, building up to this moment for basically an entire season. Because the very first episode, they did a tease for that, if I remember correctly.
Go on!
Dang it, dude. Ah, that's still so sad. That's easily the most tragic moment of the season so far. Of the show, really. Because someone else pointed out to me, one of my Patreon members, that if the dad had just forced her to go into rehab, called the police, she wouldn't have died. It's also freaking great acting by Aaron Paul there, too. Who's this guy?
Saul Goodman sent me.
Oh, he's another one of Saul's dudes. He's got a freaking connection with everybody, man. I'll be honest, I feel like I recognize that guy, maybe from a picture or something I've seen along the way. I don't even know if it's related to this, though.
Here's your story. You woke up, you found her, that's all you know. Say it, please. I woke up, I found her, that's all I know.
Oh man, he's being rough with him right now. Shoot, this guy got real intimidating real quick.
I woke up, I found her, that's all I know. I woke up, I found her, that's all I know.
Do I need to state the obvious? I was not here.
Man, phenomenal acting right there by Aaron Paul. That's probably his best moment of acting in the show so far. Sucks seeing him in this situation. I thought earlier in the season when he kind of hit rock bottom, like sleeping in his trailer in the vehicle yard, whatever it was, I thought that was going to be like the last time we saw him at that stage. I didn't think he was going to fall back down again.
Flynn, get your butt in here.
Oh my God, Mom, Dad, come here, you gotta see this.
Oh, did Saul's plan just start working right now?
$490. 26 people, Virginia, Minnesota, Montana. And it's all real actual money. Look what they're saying.
Love seeing Walter Jr. with that genuine happiness right there. But it's kind of sad at the same time because I know how much Walter wanted all the credit for the money because he's become so prideful about his accomplishments.
Oh, look, 20 more bucks from Thunder Bay, Ontario. It's, damn.
Saul's a freaking genius, dude. If they didn't find him when they did, they'd be in a lot more trouble.
Now, how did I know you wouldn't be answering your phone? I'm on my way. I'm going to be there momentarily. I expect you on the porch, bag packed, ready to go.
No, I didn't think we were going to see him again after that happened. He's going to pull up and he's going to find her dead. Oh, jeez, this is going to be freaking heartbreaking. Oh man, just that 1 second alone of seeing his face right there, just felt that. Also, for being a very, very minor side character, he's a great actor.
Do you have someone who can drive you?
I can drive.
Well, then if you'd like to meet us there, then you can make your arrangements. And do you need a card? Will you both be coming?
This is a freaking heavy episode, man. My goodness. It's like the saddest I've been the whole show. I'm so freaking pissed at Walter right now, to be honest. Just seeing the dad like that, and even Jesse as well. This man's caused a lot of pain for his own selfish reasons.
Not a speck to be found in Albuquerque. Now, why is that?
Maybe you're Heisenberg's in prison. I know you don't buy it, but maybe it's true.
Oh, Hank doesn't buy it.
Yeah, APD thinks this is our mastermind.
I knew Hank was suspicious about it.
Got reports of the blue stuff making the scene here in Texas, Arizona, Colorado, Nevada. In fact, everywhere but here.
I didn't realize that they'd expanded that much. Holy cow. They've been moving. Hank's getting real freaking close. Walter better be scared. Also, thank freaking goodness that Hank's in this episode more because it was too heavy. I needed him to kind of lift the spirit.
You have your guy. Saul, just Saul, shut up and give me the address.
This episode is phenomenally edited so far. I absolutely love it. I feel like it's just really moving fast between scenes. Kind of a spooky character there. Who's he meeting with right now? Oh, wait, is Jesse in here with all the, like, heroin addicts? This is going to be a massive wake-up call for Walter if he sees him in here and just knows that he ruined his life.
Jesse.
He is in here. This poor guy, man. Feel so bad for him at this point.
I killed her. What? I killed her. It was me. I got her.
Jesse freaking thinks he did it. Oh my gosh, my heart, dude.
You didn't kill anybody.
I loved her more than anything.
Bro, I was not ready for this, man. The show is not shying away from laying the emotion on thick right now. Freaking hate seeing Jesse just completely broken down like that.
Long sleeves. Yeah, it's nice.
Man, it needs to stop showing me the dad in these. It's making me way too sad. It's also amazing cutting right there. Cutting from the dad talking about death, kind of adjusting the shirt on the bed, switching immediately to Walter adjusting the shirt on his baby as new life is born.
Okay, wait, let me tell him and I'll call you right back. Guess what? You were gonna be in the newspaper.
No way.
Yep, they're coming to interview you with a photo.
Heck yeah, man. I'm not against Walter Jr. getting all the credit at this point. As far as I'm concerned, Walter forfeited that right as soon as he killed Jane. Seeing all the Jesse and Jane's dad stuff this episode has made me very anti-Walter right now.
Agent Schrader, I'd like you to meet Andrew Kaufman of the Adobe Hotel, Paul Quinterna of Quinterna Real Estate, and Gustavo Fring of Los Pollos Hermanos.
Please.
Whoa, what is Gus doing here? Oh my gosh. That reveal from the camera was genius.
Is this one of your agents?
It's my brother-in-law. Yeah, he's got a health issue we're trying to.
Oh, I'm very sorry. What sort of health issue?
Lung cancer.
That's a rough one.
Wow. Oh, this is so well done. I cannot believe what is happening. Oh, this man just learned so much information about Walter right there. I don't know if he's gonna be upset that Walt has lung cancer or what.
Lingering on things doesn't help. Try and focus on getting better, okay?
I deserve this. What you said in the desert, I get it. I deserve whatever happens.
Bro, Jesse, stop, man. It's not your fault. Walter's placed himself in an impossible situation. He can either let Jesse rot and crumble emotionally, or he can tell him and have Jesse go full the opposite direction against Walter.
Marie, I thought we were just talking about a newspaper story.
Yeah, I know. But I thought, if it's good enough for the Journal, then why not TV?
Bro, Walter cannot afford to be on TV, man. There's a lot of people that know what he looks like, but just knows him as Heisenberg. Now they're gonna know who he is.
He's a good man, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's a great father, a great teacher. He knows, like, everything there's to know about chemistry. He's always there for you. He's just decent.
I don't know how Walter can sit there and listen to his son describe him like this, knowing he's completely fallen from that level of character.
Would you say he's your hero?
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Totally. My dad is my hero.
Bro, this episode has got to be one of the best of the entire series so far. The editing is just on a whole nother level, as well as the acting. There's been so many great acting moments.
Okay. Okay. Where's your phone?
Hmm?
Your cell phone, did you bring it?
Which one?
Oh my gosh. No! Oh, that was the absolute worst time to ask that question. Oh, that look on Skylar's face, man. She knows everything in that moment.
Well, first things first. How old is that baby now, and when do I finally get to meet her?
No, I was actually thinking of bringing her today.
Whoa, we got a mad time jump there because Walter has a freaking goatee now.
How's your pain level, Walter? It's very low, basically.
Oh, dude, the framing of that shot is absolutely genius with Skylar playing with her ring. Obviously, there's some uneasy stuff going on with their marriage right now.
So, when could he get back to his normal routine?
He can ease into it now.
But he can be on his own.
Yes. Use your best judgment.
Is Skylar asking that because she's like ready to leave him and was only staying with him until he healed?
You been doing okay? After a certain point, time off doesn't help. I figured I'd rather be here. Focus on work.
It was really sad with some of his scenes earlier, but I am glad that he's been in this episode a lot because he's a great addition. He's a great actor.
Juliet 5 Bravo. Ident say altitude. Juliet 5 Bravo, Roger.
Bro, is it going to be him that blows up Walter's house? Oh my gosh, that would be the freaking twist of the year.
I'm going to Hank and Marie's for the weekend.
Since when?
I'm taking the baby with me. Marie will pick up Walter Jr. from school. I want you to pack your things and leave.
Skylar.
I want you gone by Monday morning.
This episode has got to be one of the best episodes of TV I've ever seen. Easily the best episode of the show. There's so much happening.
An affair? I'm having an affair. Is that what you think?
That's what I was thinking, yeah. My guess was Gretchen Schwartz, and she finally told me. The money, Gretchen and Elliot didn't give you a dime.
Oh, dude. I absolutely love the story of this episode, man. 2 seasons of story converging in a matter of minutes.
It turns out that not only is the money not from your mother, she didn't even know that you have cancer. You never went to see her.
Bro, this is astounding filmmaking and writing, dude. This is so captivating right now. The acting is just blowing me away. Walter's done, man. There's no more lying. He can't cover himself up anymore.
Santa, please don't go. If I tell you the truth, will you stay? Stay, and I will tell you everything.
Whatever it is, I'm afraid to know.
I don't know if I even believe Walter would tell the truth. I feel like he'd just come up with another lie on the spot. This man is so deep into his own creation. Love that shot of Walter just by himself, man. All his actions have come back to bite him. Jesse's gone. His family's gone. His money, he still has money.
Jane, Mike 2-1, turn heading. Disregard. 4.6. Contact Albuquerque Center 134.6. Wayfair 515, descender.
This is not the job it seems like to be stressed out about. Oh, it's not intentional. He accidentally misdirects whatever those things are. I'm speechless, dude. This episode has jumped so far up in quality. Oh, what a shot, dude. I cannot believe what I am watching, man. This is phenomenal television. That's where the bear comes from. It was from the plane, not from Walter's house. And so the bodies are gonna be from... Oh, don't end there. Oh, I should have known that they were gonna freaking fake me out with everything and that it wasn't going to be what I was thinking. That was one of the best episodes of TV I've ever watched from memory, because episodes of television don't necessarily stand out by themselves like that to me. This was so far and away the best episode of Breaking Bad by far. That was unbelievable. There wasn't a single second of that episode that I wasn't glued to the screen. Every single line of dialogue, every single shot, every single plot point was flawless. Like, I don't know if they've been hiding their talent and only giving us a taste of it so far, and then they just decided to slap us with all of it all at once, but that was unbelievable, man. That episode had moments where I was like almost welling up with tears. It had moments where I was genuinely like super hyped about revelations. It had moments where I was terrified. It had moments where I was shocked. That was a non-stop thrill ride the entire runtime of that episode. And even when it ended, I feel like the ending was so abrupt because I don't think there was a way that that episode was going to like come down to a level where I feel like there would have been a natural conclusion just because of how much stuff they packed into that episode. I'm just gonna go by memory from beginning to end of the episode and talk about different things, my thoughts on it that I necessarily didn't get to go over in a bunch of detail while watching it. Then I'll just get to my thoughts of the entire season of the show, maybe my thoughts going forward into the next season. We can all kind of just decompress about the art that we all just witnessed. So we start like pretty much, as far as I remember, kind of right into the Jane stuff. Obviously we get the black and white stuff that we've been getting all season at the beginning, but we pretty much go right into the Jane stuff. And the acting from Jesse and from Jane's dad this episode were so good, because like I was genuinely feeling like so much emotion and on the verge of like tearing up over some of those scenes just because of how well they were portraying grief and sadness over the situation and just how real it all felt. It was so devastating to see Jesse kind of fall back down. I thought he hit his lowest point earlier in the season, but apparently not, because this has got to be the new low, because not only is he addicted to heroin now, but he doesn't even have Jane, someone that he said he loved truly with him. He doesn't have have his business anymore, cooking with Walter. He has nothing. And I don't see at this point how Walter can bring himself to interact with Jesse anymore and try and even like start cooking again, because that last interaction between him and Jesse in that house with all the addicts was so rough, and I could tell just the emotion on Walter's face that it was really hurting him inside, and he was kind of realizing the effects that his actions caused that he probably didn't intend to have that full effect on Jesse. And with her dad, I was shocked enough that he was just in the episode again in general, and at first I thought it was just going to be showing him grieving the loss of his daughter and showing up for her kind of being removed from Jesse's apartment, but then we see him at work, and my initial thought was that he was going to somehow find out that Walter did it and was intentionally going to blow up his house or whatever, which at the time I realize now that that was kind of silly to think that, because his character had shown no signs of being like a monster like that. But then seeing how he was affected at work and how it accidentally caused these 2 planes or drones, I'm going to assume it's planes for now, because I'm guessing that the teddy bear was a passenger's, and that's what fell into the pool. And so now not only was Walter responsible for Jane's death and all the aftermath of that, but because of that, indirectly, he is responsible for all the lives of the people on the planes, 2 planes that crashed. So Walter's body count has just exponentially risen after that, and so I don't know how he's going to react to that. Who knows if he'll ever know that he was part of the problem in that situation. I would guess that he's not going to ever find out, but we as the audience obviously know. And so I don't know if Jane's dad was in this episode just for the purpose of showing us that moment, or if he's going to pop up again. If he does, I wouldn't be mad. He's an amazing actor, one of the best actors as far as side characters go in the show so far. And then seeing Walter's interactions with Walter Jr. was so bittersweet. I loved seeing Walter Jr. get so excited about thinking his GoFundMe is genuine success because of what he did. Obviously, it's from Saul's plan of kind of filtering the drug money into the fund, which now that I think about it, since the money technically went to Walter Jr., I don't know if Walter's even going to get that money. So maybe he not only lost his family and Jesse, but he also lost his money in the process. But obviously during all those interactions, you could tell that Walter was upset about it inside, because we knew that he wanted the credit for all of his work that he did and not even his own son to have credit for it. And he even goes on TV in that episode, so I don't know when that releases if that's going to cause more problems for him, put his family in danger maybe, because people that know he's Heisenberg are going to see his family, maybe see where he lives. We also got introduced to Saul's other guy. I don't know if I even got a name of him in that episode, but he seems like a very interesting character, a lot more kind of intimidating and rough than Saul is, certainly. Obviously, all the people that Saul has connections with are a little bit more rough than he is. Obviously, he's kind of a jokester. But speaking of Saul's connections, it was also crazy to see Gus show up and speak with Hank there for a minute. Obviously, he's gathering information about the discoveries that they're making there. Maybe he's trying to get more information on Walter, which he obviously has now. Even just talking about it, it's so mind-blowing how much they packed into this one episode. By the end, it felt like I'd watched like 15 or 20 minutes, because I feel like everything just moved so fast, and that it wasn't actually 40 minutes like some episodes sometimes feel like. And then Walter being on the drugs or relaxer, whatever he took, and revealing his biggest freaking secret, one that he'd been keeping for almost a whole season, and instantly ruining his entire marriage, was just so perfectly done from a filmmaking and writing standpoint. And I absolutely loved all the ways that they portrayed that through acting and shots and everything. I thought Skylar did a phenomenal job with her acting in that episode, because obviously we finally saw her kind of fighting back against Walter. We'd seen a taste of it earlier, but now she has fully given up on him and trying to kind of keep their relationship alive. And at this point, since Walter admitted basically without saying directly what he did, I don't see any way that that relationship and that marriage is salvageable. I feel like Walter has completely severed ties with Skylar, and in turn Hank and Marie and Walter Jr. and his baby Holly, and have to lose that all at once has got to be so devastating for Walter. And I'm very interested to see in the next season how he responds to that. Obviously in the past he's just tried to come up with other lies and had somehow been successful up to that point, but I don't see any way that he can lie his way out of this situation. And I feel like with Skylar learning all this and learning that Hank was already suspicious about getting the right Heisenberg, I feel like maybe Hank will start to become suspicious of Walter because he knows how good he is at chemistry and things like that, and knowing that he's had these random disappearances, he may start to suspect that Walter is the guy. But with everything that happened this episode, I can't even begin to imagine what is going to happen next season, because from last episode to this episode, it's almost like every single character is in a drastically different position, and so there's no way I can even begin to predict what any of them are going to do. I don't even know if some of the characters that have been main characters are going to show up again. I don't know if I'll see Marie again, because Marie was only really in scenes with Skylar involved, occasionally with Hank. But if we don't need to see Walter's interactions with Hank and Marie anymore, we might just see Hank from now on. And so the events of this episode have just completely destroyed my brain, completely rocked the format of the show. And so I'm so excited to keep watching and see where everything else goes. And obviously the biggest drama kind of from the first 2 seasons of Walter's cancer, that's all done now. So there's no issues there. Walter doesn't have to pay for that anymore. Walter can just kind of go living life normally, kind of. And so maybe Walter will just dive headfirst back into drugs and focus on that exclusively, since he doesn't have any other purpose in life at this point. But man, this was so well done. I'm interested to see if Walter keeps the goatee look going forward as well, instead of just the mustache that he'd had going so far. I hope he keeps the bald look in the next season, because I definitely love bald Walter's look more so. But at this point, I'm not sure I really care too much about Walter, what he does, because this episode made me so upset at him as a character because of the effects it had on Jesse, on his family, on Jane's dad. And so I feel like at this point, the only people that I have to root for in the show is everybody except Walter. He's become such like a villain almost at this point. And so the way that his character is trending, I don't know if he's going to have any sort of like redemption arc, or if he's just going to get worse. This show's done in such a way that I don't even know what's going to happen. There's not many shows, I don't think I've ever seen a show where the main character goes down this path and becomes so different from where he was at the beginning, where you wanted him to succeed, where now I don't really want him to have success because of all the people's lives that he's ruined. And I feel like at this point, even if Walter next season decided to get back into the meth cooking game, there's no way that he can really do it effectively. He'd pretty much have to start from scratch, because Jesse's obviously out of the picture, at least for now. I'm sure maybe he'll come back at some point, but all the distributors that they had are gone. 2 of them, or 1 of them's dead. 1 of them's kind of hiding out because of a previous arrest, and then the last one just kind of left. And so he has a distributor in Gus, but Gus can't do anything if he doesn't deliver a product. And so I feel like he'll have to start it from scratch if he wants to do it again. But man, I cannot wait to keep watching the show. If next season is anything like the quality of the writing and especially the editing of this episode, I'm going to lose my mind every single episode, because this was some peak television right here for me. And hopefully for the whole season you guys enjoyed watching me react to all these episodes. It's been such a great ride. Loved the show as a whole so far. Even before this episode, I've loved every episode up until this point. I just didn't realize the quality that was yet to come. Appreciate all your guys' support on the videos so far. Can't wait to see where the show takes us next. But if you enjoyed watching my reaction to this episode, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. Helps helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out. And as always, if you'd like to watch along for the entire episodes, especially this one, there's so much in this episode that I'll probably have to cut out from the YouTube edit just because there's so many things that I had to say about it, so many great moments. But if you'd like to watch all the full-length reactions, those are up on my Patreon. The link for that is in the description, and those always go up before the YouTube edits, sometimes a week early. This one probably, I think, is going up 2 weeks early, but you also have access to all the other full-length reactions I've done from the channel there as well. But I look forward to seeing you all for season 3, and until then, peace.